All right, I am super excited / nervous about today's call. I'm excited to share with you about the compound effect. Brittany Hunting and I, our first summit together, we went to Vegas, and Darren Hardy was the speaker, and he was incredible and amazing, and his talk was amazing. And you can find it on YouTube if you want to hear the whole thing, but his book is called The Compound Effect, and he gave us a sneak peek into it. And so today I'm just going to give lessons that you can learn from the compound effect, and you can apply them into your life and into your business. But first I'm going to do announcements really quick. So let me screen share. Okay, I hope you can see this. Picture of me, I hope so, yes. Okay, so first off, I want to give a big, huge, fat congratulations to Brittany Hunting for being our top coach in February. She rocked her business. She showed up daily. She was consistent. And she is a coach that has been a very consistent coach. And because of that, she is seeing success in her business. And I love her quote. I had her tell me her favorite quote, and that's what's on this picture is, leaders inspire ordinary people to do extraordinary things. And I think that totally fits her, and I thought it was amazing that was her favorite quote. So congratulations to Brittany. I know we have people raring to get the top coach for this month. So next is Success Club for March. This is not current because we have had ladies since Thursday who have knocked Success Club, they're up on the board. So, but as of last week, we have Denise Hansen and Jamie Urban. Both are new coaches. This is like their first real month working their business, and both of them are just rocking it. And I am so proud of them. I want to welcome any new coaches that we have. I know we have a few that have been added into the team, and so we just wanted to welcome you. And then the last announcement is retreat. We have retreat coming up April 22nd and 23rd. We are going to corporate on, is that right? 22nd and 23rd, did I get that right? I hope I got that right. It's that Friday and Saturday. And on Friday, we are going to corporate at 2 p.m. We are scheduled to tour. We need to know numbers though, because I know that they like to give away flag and stuff to those that are attending. So if you're planning on going, the non-refundable deposit is now $75 unless you're a brand new coach who just signed up. To earn this, you need to have earned Success Club 5 in 2 of the 3 months out of January, February, and March. And then the rest of the retreat is covered. So your $75 deposit if you haven't paid it, and then if you hit Success Club last month and this month, your trip, the rest is covered, other than you just need to travel and pay for your own lunch. We're going to do workshops, team bonding. It's going to be a really, really good time, and it'll be worth coming. So with that said, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I do not have slides today, which is really weird. I usually have slides, but I'm just going to speak. Okay, so to start off, I want to introduce you to my 3 friends right here. This is Megan, Jessica, and Alyssa. And they are all the same. They have the same house. They have the same number of kids. They have the same job. They make the same income. I mean, everything pretty much the same build. They look, I mean, they're pretty much like Stepford wives, okay? Like, they're just identical, okay? And so I'm going to talk a little bit about each of them, though. So they all are starting out. Well, one day, Megan decides that she is going to make some small changes in her life. She is going to cut 125 calories out of her diet. So instead of using mayonnaise on her sandwich, she's going to use mustard. And instead of taking the elevator at work, she's going to take the stairs. And she's going to start listening to personal development on her drive to and from work. That is what, this is just like little tiny things that would seem really insignificant. Megan's decided that's what she is going to do daily. Then you have Jessica. Oh, wait, hold on. Alyssa. Alyssa doesn't change anything. She's just going to stay exactly how she is, doing the things that she's always done, okay? And then you have Jessica. Jessica decides that life is too short not to have a ton of fun. And so she goes out, her and her husband decide they're going to buy this big screen TV. And they're going to sit down every night and they're going to watch the Food Network, and they're just going to binge watch on Netflix. And then they're going to make desserts because they've been watching Food Network, and don't those desserts look amazing? And she just decides that she starts having like a cocktail every night or something to just really, make her evenings fun. So 5 months go by. Everyone's pretty much still the same. Their lives are pretty much identical. You can't really see a difference. 10 months go by. Nothing really changes. Everything's pretty much the same. 25 months go by, you can kind of see a difference. But when you really see a difference is month 31. Over 2 years later is when you can finally see the changes that these people, the choices they have made, how are they affecting them. So Jessica, because she decided to have fun and live life to the fullest, not that we shouldn't have fun, she gains 33.5 pounds. Okay, she gains weight. So there's that. Then you have Alyssa, who didn't make a different change. So her body's still pretty much the same. And then you have Megan, who lost 33.5 pounds in 31 months, just by cutting 125 calories out of her diet. So in a little over 2 years, Megan and Jessica are now 60 pounds apart from each other. There's a 60-pound difference because one gained 33 pounds and the other lost 33 pounds. And it's not just the weight. Their lives have completely changed as well. Because Megan is listening to personal development daily, her home life is amazing. Her family is amazing. Like, they're just genuinely happy people. Her life is looking amazing. Her job is thriving, and she's thriving as a person because of the changes she made. Alyssa, although you may think is still just exactly where she started, she's a little bitter because life just hasn't really changed. Nothing's really different. Everything's the same, like Groundhog's Day. And then you have Jessica, who's miserable. And it doesn't have to just do with the weight. She's miserable because her marriage is falling apart, because she isn't taking care of herself, and she's not taking care of her family, and she isn't listening to personal development. So because her home life is suffering, her job is suffering. And so what I wanted to tell you about this is in 31 months, that equals 940 days. 940 days times 125 calories equals 117,500 calories. Either you've added to your diet or you've saved. And when you do the math, that equals 33.5 pounds. And the reason I tell you this is because I feel like in life, this is how the compound effect works. In life, there is no such thing as being an Alyssa, as standing still, right? There's really you can't be stagnant in life. You're either moving forward towards what you want or you're moving away from it. So I'm going to give some of my favorite tips from the compound effect. And I really recommend reading it if you haven't. If you have, reread the book. It is that good. It is one of my favorite books. So the compound effect. Number one, success and failure are the results of small choices we make every single day, just like the three friends. They make choices daily. And because of those choices, they have seen results, whether they were good or bad. So the compound effect states that the only real secret of success is making the right decision over and over again for a long period of time. The right decision most of the time doesn't look appealing. Is the 3 vital behaviors always really super sexy and fun to do? No, not really. Like, it's really not that, attractive to sit down and message a bunch of people. It's not always fun, but it's going to get you to where you want to be, right? Whatever your why is, financial freedom, to quit your job, to help other people, those big whys that you have, 3 vital behaviors are going to get you there. So sometimes we have to make choices. While we would love to just sit and binge watch Netflix, sometimes we have to say, no, I'm going to work my business instead. I'm going to message 5 people. I issued a challenge in our Fuller House when we did the little Fuller House thing. After each episode we watched, we did something that was part of our 3 vital behaviors, because that's moving you forward in life. As much as we love to watch Netflix, that's not really getting us anywhere. Our habits are built by what we repeatedly do. If you're going to project yourself in the future, 5 years from now, taking the actions that you're currently taking, where will you be? Where will your business be? Who will you be as a person if you are doing the things consistently that you're doing today? Are you happy with the answer? Because if you're not, you need to change those small actions that you're taking in your day-to-day life to change your future. I have a lot of friends who, well, this isn't bad. They tell me they can't work out because they're too busy. Yet this friend I have is obsessed with Candy Crush and will play hours on hours on hours of Candy Crush. Is Candy Crush bad? No. But she made a decision that instead of taking care of her body for 30 minutes a day, she would rather play Candy Crush. And as a result, she has seen her body change. She just was asking me the other day, why is she gaining weight? Why are these things happening in her life? And I kind of had to be like, I'm not really good at being upfront and just telling people, but I had to because she needed to hear it. And I was like, well, you know, all that Candy Crush you play. We went camping with them one weekend, and I'm not kidding you. She played Candy Crush on her phone for 3 hours. And we were camping as like friends and family, and she couldn't understand that. She also couldn't understand at that point. She actually at one point started going to the gym, and she was walking at the YMCA locally. And she's like, I don't understand why I'm not losing. But she was drinking 6 raspberries in a Saturday. I did the math. It was 1,200 calories just in her drinks alone. And she couldn't understand why she wasn't losing the weight. It's because those small choices that we make every single day, they compound. They make a difference. Taking the stairs every day versus the elevator makes a difference. Okay, so number 2, the ripple effect. The small actions we take every day have huge repercussions on our life. Usually we're not aware of it. So let's just say our friend Jessica, I don't know where I put her, she fell off the table, I think. Okay, so we'll just say our friend Alyssa, as I have paper cutouts. Okay, our friend Alyssa has been watching her favorite TV series for the past month. She's been staying late, and when finally going to bed, she can't fall asleep. She's tired in the morning and isn't showing up to work on time. She starts eating McDonald's because she isn't able to cook her own food anymore. And as a result, she has less energy and underperforms at her job. After 3 months, she gets fired. Little extreme, right? But it's true. Everything has a ripple effect. Everything that you do is pushing you forward or moving you backwards in this business. And that's why we talk about the importance of Success Club, is because helping 3 people every single month is just moving you forward, and you're creating a ripple effect. Because even though you're only helping 3 people a month, but you've talked to maybe 100, that 100 people are like rollover minutes, the ripple effect. Maybe they're not going to buy this month, maybe they're not going to buy next month, but down the road, it's going to happen. That ripple effect is going to happen. So you can't neglect your invitations. You can't neglect doing that. You have to just keep consistently moving forward. And I want to talk about speed. I believe that slow and steady wins the race. I really do. I don't feel like you have to come out of the gates just running, because the compound effect is slow and steady wins the race. There are going to be times when you race to the finish and you have to go hardcore and fast. But if you're just consistently doing the 3 vitals every single day, you're messaging 3 to 5 people a day, that's enough. I'm going to tell you, that is enough. It may not seem like it is. I think the reason we overcomplicate this business is because it seems too easy, right? Message 3 people a day, 3 to 5 people a day, 10 minutes of personal development and do a workout. That's it. But that's all you're telling me I have to do? Pretty much to be successful, yes. You don't have to do these crazy complicated things to make it successful. Okay, the next one I have is track the habits you want to change. So this is really powerful. For example, our friend that I was talking about that she got fired, she was having financial problems because she was spending more money than she could afford. The main problem is that she was not aware of the choices. She was just following her impulses without thinking about what she was doing. So when you start tracking whatever you're doing, you realize the behaviors that you're creating. For example, we have people tell us all the time that Shakeology is too expensive, right? I mean, some people tell you that, some people won't, but I'm probably pretty sure pretty much everyone here has heard that excuse. No, you know what I mean? Like, I would love to, but that's too expensive. So I will challenge people that really want to try it but say they can't afford it to track their spending for a week. Anytime you buy anything, write it down. Because when I did that before I started this journey, I realized I was spending $5.55 every single morning on a pop, a bagel full, and a Rice Krispie treat. And that was my breakfast. And when you look at that, you realize that Shakeology is cheaper and healthier. So track your progress. It's the same thing. That's why we encourage you guys in the business to track with either a business activity tracker or the power of threes. Because when you're going, oh, I didn't hit Success Club this month, what did I do wrong? If you haven't written anything down, then you start blaming outside sources. But if you can use your business activity tracker or your power of three, then you look back and say, oh, I really didn't message my people like I was supposed to this month. Oh, I really slacked on my personal development. Then you know where you need to fix things so that you can be successful. Because once you're aware of your decisions, you can make improvements in the way you do things. So you can apply this in all aspects of your life. Track your time. If you feel like you don't have enough time, track your time. Write down what you're doing. How long did you scroll Facebook for? Because I know we're all guilty of the Facebook time suck. We get stuck in the scrolling, and then you look up at your phone and 30 minutes have gone by and you don't even realize, you don't even know what you were doing other than just scrolling through Facebook. Tracking is a simple exercise. It works because it brings moment-to-moment awareness to the actions you take in the area of life that you want to improve. Okay, my next one is be/give more to get more. We need to understand that our life situation is just a reflection of who we are and the choices we have made. To improve our situation, we need to expand ourselves in order to be able to influence for the better lives of other people. If we're, if we are looking to earn more money, we should stop watching so much TV and replace that habit with an empowering one like reading or listening to personal development. So am I saying that you can't watch Netflix? No, I do it when I fold laundry. But I make sure that I have my personal development done before I jump on Netflix or before I watch a movie. I make sure that I have done the things that are going to move me closer to my goals before I do the other fun things. A good question to ask yourself in order to understand if you're investing your time and not just wasting it is, am I going to be a better person after I have done, watched, read, or whatever it is? If it's not going to make you a better person, that's something that you don't have to do right away. The more you are and give, the more you get. So I was at, when I was in Cancun last year, top coach Lori Stewart was talking, and she was talking about personal development. And I know that some people really struggle with personal development. I struggled with it too in the beginning. I didn't understand the point of it. What is reading a book for 10 minutes going to do for me? And she made a good point while we were there. She said that how can you pour yourself into other people if you don't fill yourself up first? I can tell you my business does the best and thrives the best when I am on my personal development game. When I have read at least 10 minutes out of a book, I've listened to audio during the day, because I can start crafting posts. I see personal development in my day-to-day life. I'm like watching shows. Brittany Peck and I talk about this a lot. We'll be like watching a Disney movie. And we're like, oh my gosh, did you hear the life story in there, this is so great. And it's because you start to see the world in a different way. And then you can create posts about that. And that attracts other people to you because they're wondering why you're so happy, you know? And that's not to say you don't want to, you need to share your life. And if you're going through struggles, I share my struggles. But you have to do it in a way that provides hope. And personal development does that for me. I don't just post things to provide hope for people. It's what I truly believe. It's who I am. And that's what personal development has given me. Personal development has also given me the confidence for when people tell me no, I now don't grab a pint of ice cream. Yeah, great coaching moment, I know. I don't grab a pint of ice cream out of the freezer and sit on the couch and watch junk TV and cry into my ice cream because someone told me no. I used to be that girl. A few years ago, that was me. Someone told me no, and I bawled and cried because at that point, I didn't think personal development mattered. I told my coach that I was reading quotes on Pinterest, and that was enough. And she didn't have the guts to tell me, no, that's not enough. It wasn't until I read The Secret when I really started to believe in personal development. And I don't recommend watching The Secret on Netflix. It's a little creepy. I started reading The Secret because Scotty Hobbs talked about it. And I was like, that is so granola and cheesy. There's no way this works. Like personal development, no way. And so I read it to humor him, to like prove that it didn't work. And it totally worked. It totally bit me in the butt, which I'm glad it did because I love it now. Here's the thing about personal development, you guys. You have to fill yourself up so that you can pour yourself into other people. Personal development is like your courage to message people. It gives you that confidence to be grounded in who you are so you can reach out to other people. And then because you reach out to people, the ripple effect happens because now all of a sudden you're touching other people and talking to them and they want to join you. They want to do what you're doing. And so the 3 vitals are so important and they each play an important aspect into all of this. If you want to have more, you have to become more. Success is not something you pursue. What you pursue will elude you. It can be like trying to chase butterflies. Success is something you attract by the person you become. So who do you want to be? Are you the person you want to be right now? I can tell you, looking back 2.5 years ago, I don't recognize that girl. And sometimes I just want to go back and give her a hug and tell her how much I love her and to just keep going. Because it gets better. Because I decided that I wasn't going to stay who I was. I couldn't. I don't know what my life would be like based on the compound effect had I not taken the sleep, had I not gone all in and said, I'm going to do whatever they tell me. And I don't know who I would be. I don't know if I would still be married, to be honest. I don't know if my husband could have lived with the miserable person I was. I don't know. And it scares me to think about that. And so you have to understand that your choices are so important. They are important. And so you've got to decide today, are the steps I'm taking right here, right now, moving me closer to my goal? I will tell you that I am the person now that feels guilty if I take a day off. I don't usually take a day off from the 3 vital behaviors because I feel guilty even thinking for a second that I might not, that might, push me back. This is my biggest point with the compound effect. You are never standing still, ever. And so the 3 vital behaviors work when you consistently do them every single day. If you don't do them every single day, you're going to move farther away from your goals. And so I know some coaches struggle and they think, well, I hit Success Club in January. I didn't hit it in February, but that's okay. I'm just going to pick it right back up where I left off in March because I didn't really do anything in February. I took the month off, but March will be great because I had all these people in January that were ready to go, and by March, they're going to be happening. Maybe you don't know that though. You really are starting back from ground level because you just missed out on 29 days. It was 29, right? Yeah, 29 days in February that you could have been talking and messaging and reaching out to people. You never know who you missed because you took the month off. And it's not to say you can't take days off. You can't, I take Sundays off. That is something I do. But I always am moving consistently forward every single day. I would suggest, depending on your goals, sit down and give yourself a non-negotiable. How many people are you going to talk to every single day? Non-negotiable. Tell yourself you can't do certain things until you get it done. I know Brittany Peck yesterday, we were talking, and she's like, I can't boxer you. We box and walkie-talkie. I can't boxer you until I finish the dishes. So don't let me talk to you until I finish the dishes. I don't think she finished the dishes. Maybe she did. But tell yourself things like that. I can't do this. I love PicMonkey. Okay, I love PicMonkey. I love to create pictures. I tell myself, you cannot get on PicMonkey until your 3 vitals are done, until you have messaged 10 people. I message 10. That is my number. I message 10 people every single day. That doesn't mean you have to. Minimum 3 to 5. So the big mo. What do you think people like Tiger Woods? This is really funny because some of these people have kind of fallen off in the world. But okay, just think of this. Okay, what do you think people like Tiger Woods, Michael Phelps have in common? They are all aware of the power of momentum, the big mo. When they start getting results, they keep working as hard as they were doing before they end up, They keep working as hard as they were doing before and end up achieving even more. So say today you are already at your goal for the month. You've hit Success Club 5, and you're like, I'm done. I've reached it for the month. Are you really done? What would someone who has goals want to do? They keep messaging, right? They don't give up. They don't say, okay, great, it's the 8th of the month. I'm taking the rest of the month off. I'm done. No, you keep going. You keep doing it. And maybe you don't help one other person the rest of March, but guess what? You're just banking those people. You're planting seeds, and eventually those people are going to come around. And here's the biggest thing. You can't quit before the miracle. You never know when someone's timing is right. And if I would have quit a year ago, there are people on this team I would have missed out on meeting and having the opportunity to work with had I quit and said, this isn't for me. I wouldn't have them in my life. I wouldn't get to see them be successful. You have to remember that. Let's see, it's not easy to build momentum. The hardest part for a space shuttle is escaping the gravity of Earth. In fact, the majority of fuel is actually used during the launch. So when starting from scratch, making the steps is going to be the hardest part. Once you get into the rhythm, that's when you're going to start gaining more and more momentum. You have to keep putting in the efforts in order for the rewards to keep growing. So starting is the hardest part, and that's why I am so big on don't stop, because you stop, it's even harder to get going again. It's like Zig Ziglar talks about pumping the well. You start pumping it, and you're pumping it as hard as you can, and nothing's coming out, and you keep going, and all of a sudden the water starts to flow. Well, you can't let up. You've got to stay consistent so that water keeps streaming down. It's the same with a merry-go-round, right? We push as hard as we can, and then we can kind of let up a little bit just to keep that momentum going, but we never stop pushing that merry-go-round, because the minute you let go, it goes, and then it starts to slow down, and then it stops. And then you've got to start all over again, putting all of your effort into it. So consistently show up to your business every single day. I tell you, the compound effect works. My business, I have only seen it go up consistently ever since I started. And it's because I have listened to the compound effect, and I understand how vital and important it is. So just start going. It doesn't have to be a lot. 3 to 5 people a day, 10 minutes of personal development, and do your workout. That's it. That is like the foundation of your business. Then when you start getting challengers, then you start doing challenge groups. You start I mean, but that is the minimum you want to do. That is the first thing you need to do before you do any of the foofy stuff of posting these amazing images, and, you know, that is what you have to do. Okay, does anyone have any questions about compound effect, something they want to say? I am open to opening it up. Anybody, anything?
I did get my dishes done the other day.
Woo! Get your dishes done. Okay. Like I said, listen to the compound effect, read it, just really understand that what you're doing does make a difference. And in the beginning of coaching, it may not seem that way. My first 2 months of coaching, I made $30 off of Brittany hunting. $30 off of Brittany hunting out of guilt because she roped me into all of this. That's it. That's it. But I kept going and I started gaining momentum. And by January, I started at the end of October. I made $30 between then and the end of December. And by January, I'd hit Success Club 18. I'd become an Emerald coach and I'd seen success. So what I'm telling you is, can you have success your first month as a coach? Absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't being as consistent as I should have. I wasn't pushing. But at the same time, if you keep moving forward, you're going to see all of these things happen. And you're gonna have people come back to you that you didn't even remember talking to that are like, hey, I'm ready now. You never know when someone's going to be ready to talk to you, and that's where the compound effect comes into play. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. So thanks for jumping on. If anyone doesn't have any questions, I will let you go and enjoy your day. If you have questions, comments in the crew. I'm just so glad you guys jumped on. It's fun to see your faces. We have new faces on, which makes it even more exciting. Not that I don't love everyone. But yeah. Oh, Diana! Woo! She's on. I'm so proud of her. Okay. So have an awesome day, and I will see you guys in the crew.